Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to MD30 preview here on ASN Sports TV around the MLS show. Yes, we're back. I took some time off because I went through some medical procedures, but I'm back to my feet to give you guys all that you want to know or you need to know about the MLS. First of all, Nestor Lorenzo, the coach of the Colombian national team, has invited Columbus Crew superstar Gucho Hernandez to be part of the World Cup qualifying team on this international break coming very soon. Isn't that a welcome development here in the MLS? Yes, my name is Sam, in case you don't know, and also you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on all our social media platforms. And also don't forget to go to our website www.asnsportstv.net. We have beautiful stories on that platform. And also do not forget to vote for me in the Afrocentric TV Award as your sports personality of the year. Yes, just go to afrocentrictv.com and also follow the next button. Put your email, scroll down to the sports category, and you will see Sam among others. Just vote Sam and keep clicking next until you submit your vote. All right, let's go to the nitty-gritty of today's edition of Around the MLS show with Sam here on ASNSportsTV.net. Yes, the race is on. The race for Supporter Shield, the scramble for top four finish, and the frantic dash to secure playoff spot is on right now. 9 games to go. Every team is trying to, pick point, because at this, point in the season, every point count. Yes, every MLS team has a chance to dream of a late season magic beside San Jose Earthquake. In the Eastern Conference, just 2 points separate 9th place team from the 15th place team. That's right. 7 teams are fighting maybe just a final place in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So if your team is in the Eastern Conference and you are looking at this table right now, wherever your team is, that summarizes what your team have been doing in the last 29 games. Yes, Inter Miami have secured their playoff spot. Now they are pushing to win the Supporter Shield. St. Louis maybe a stretch of 10 points off 9th in the Western Conference, but with the new signings and the newfound swagger, I'm not willing to write them off this season. They can still make something happen. I'm talking about St. Louis City Football Club. While their Sunday clash with Western Conference leaders LA Galaxy is a make or break tie. So for them to still maintain that faint hope of making the playoffs, St. Louis have to get something positive this weekend against Western Conference leaders LA Galaxy. I mean, Galaxy have a marquee signing that just came, Marcus Royce, and he made an instant impact when he got a goal. So the two leading LA clubs, LAS and LA Galaxy, they have some great marquee players that can push them above that playoff limit. Galaxy, I think, like I said earlier, is a make or bust game for St. Louis. They are 10 points adrift of the 9th place Austin Football Club. So it's already a tough task for St. Louis, and they are likely need 20 points from. They likely need 20 points from 24 available to give themselves a chance of making a wild card push. Can they do that? 20 out of 24. Man, is a Herculean task for St. Louis. And also for LA Galaxy, and in their race for Supporter Shield, it's a late push. Looking at Inter Miami in the Eastern Conference, what they are doing. Just 4 points separate Inter Miami and LA Galaxy in the race for Supporter Shield. LA Galaxy have 52 points. Inter Miami has 56 points. So they are aiming to breach that points difference. And we have possibly 24 points to pick, in this last stretch of games in the MLS. So I'm not saying it's far-fetched for LA Galaxy looking at the players at their disposal. But for Inter Miami, with Messi out, the likes of Suarez, Jordi Alba, and other players pulling their weight, they might still want to stretch their lead in the race for the supporter shield. All right, Inter Miami will be on the road against Chicago Fire. When we look at Chicago Fire this season, Chicago Fire are 13th, 26 points from 26 games, and I think their hope for a playoff push is fainter than a dried up ink pen. So Inter Miami fancy themselves picking 3 points on the road this weekend against Chicago Fire. Last season, this feature brought out the best in Chicago Fire as they trashed Inter Miami 4-1. But fast forward to this present season, there is a gulf in class and form between these two sides. Chicago Fire might be pushing for a wild card finish. 8 games to go, and with 5 of them among the loaded pack of teams hunting for the Eastern Conference and final playoff spot, the men in red must produce or must be in their best form of the season for them to get something at home this weekend against Inter Miami. All right, then let's go back to the Western Conference. Portland Timbers at home at the Providence Park as they welcome Seattle Sounders. Seattle Sounders in the Western Conference are 5th, while Portland Timbers are 7th. Both teams are pushing to consolidate their spot in the Western Conference and playoff push. But it's a great game. It's a great Western Conference heavyweight clash. So let's look at the odds, because it's an absolutely game that none of the teams want to lose. Remember, both teams missed out from the playoffs in 2022. Both teams are fun to watch, have been scoring goals for fun, except when Seattle play their kryptonite LAFC. Best of all these teams can't stand each other, and 4th in the Western Conference is a realistic goal for any of these teams. But then we look at Real Salt Lake, they are 4th, they are 3rd in the Western Conference, 44 points. Colorado Rapids, they did massively well in the League Cup. They took down almost all the Liga MS giants. But right now, it is the time for the MLS playoffs. All right, and let's go to Houston Dynamo away game at BMO against LAFC. We recognize the fact that LAFC have elite players, Denny Bouanga, who have been scoring goals for fun. Olivier Giroud just joined them, got his first goal in their defeat in the finals against Columbus Crew. But now, there's something about Houston Dynamo and LA clubs. They know how to, pick points in California. And hopefully, this weekend might be that day again. Houston lost 1-0 to Toronto, a game they don't have reason to lose. So now, the pressure, they have put themselves in that pressure zone that they have to pick 3 points, or they have to get something positive for themselves in this game. So let's go to the pre-match conference with Ben Olsen, and where I asked him about his experience so far with the team, and how would that influence on whatever decisions he makes, down the stretch of these games coming up, in the league. And this is Ben Olsen during the LAFC pre-match conference.
Good week. A little longer week emotionally because of the loss, which is normal, and we're just looking forward to getting back out there and trying to put a similar performance on that we did against Toronto, but seeing out some plays to make the difference. Hi, Sam.
How you doing?
Great.
All right. My question is this, because this is the stretch of the season where everyone now playoff is in the horizon and all that. So, reflecting on your tenure so far with the Houston Dynamo, what would you say have been the key lessons that you applied to this crucial stretch of the season?
Come on, Sam. You give me these tough questions this early. What time is it? It's 11:20, man. It's 11:20. I don't answer questions like that till past 12. What have I learned over the last year and a half as my tenure of the Houston Dynamo coach. Is that the question?
Yes, sir. That you applied to this stretch of the season where the playoff is right there, the horizon, and every point and every day counts.
Yeah, I don't. Every year is different, Sam, and the mentality and the dynamic of the team is always changing, and so each year is this different animal. So last year's run to this point was very different than I think where we're at right now. Last year we were just finding ourselves out of the League's Cup, and we were just really building who we were, right? Now we have a really good feel at this point of who we are. And again, now I think it's about, for the rest of the stretch, of fine-tuning who we are and making sure our principles are very, not necessarily clear, but we're sticking to what makes us a good team, and really identifying what those are. So it's the details right now, I guess, is the difference between here down the stretch and where we were at last year, where we were just continually building who we were. We were extremely hungry last year. We had a lot to prove. So that also has to come back into our personality maybe a little bit more as well. And I think the tension of this time and 9 games left, I think that's a natural thing to have. And so the attention to detail is kind of where I'm going with this answer that really didn't answer your question. So.
All right, I wish you the best. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, that's Ben Olsen talking about the LAFC game. He recognized the fact that LAFC have great players. Danny Bouanga. He also recognized the potency of Danny Bouanga and other players. So hopefully, Houston will come up and become LAFC kryptonite, just as LAFC are the kryptonite to Seattle Sounders. Thanks for joining us on this short edition of Around the MLS Show with Sam on ASN Sports TV. I will catch up with you on game day. Thanks for watching.